podcast equipment. Let's talk about it. Now, let me preface things by saying that the absolute best, and I mean the best podcast equipment that you can buy for your podcast is the equipment that you're going to use. That's right. The next best thing that you can do is to keep it as simple as possible. When you're recording a podcast episode remotely on Zoom or Riverside and it's just you and a remote guest, having a USB microphone, a ring light or some light that clips onto your monitor, and a high definition webcam is all that you need in order to make your podcast a reality and have good quality audio and video at the same time. So don't overcomplicate that process. I've got a free equipment guide over at podcastlaunchlab.com if you want to download it, but keep it as simple as possible. Now, maybe you do have a studio in your office and you're like, hey, I need a couple of microphones. I'm going to need a receiver, a decent DSLR camera, lighting, all of that's available too. You'll want to go with a Rodecaster Pro, maybe a couple pod mics made by Rode or Shure SM7B, and a DSLR camera, whether it's a Canon or a Sony. You decide what's best for you, but that's typically the setup when it comes to keeping it as simple as possible with your podcast equipment. So, what's the best kind of podcast equipment you can use? The one that you're actually going to use. Any questions? Comment below or send me a DM.